They looked around for a new trainer and came up with a young man named Doug Peterson. It would be his job to prepare the colt for a 4-year-old campaign, but Seattle Slew came down with a life-threatening virus, and it looked like his career might be over. He raced and won the next May, then was off again for another 3 months. Finally, in September, he was ready for a big race, the Patterson Handicap, under the lights. He looked like the old Slew at the start, quickly taking the lead from the outside post. He looked like the old Slew, but was he? Was his stamina what it once was? Well, not yet, it wasn't. He fought down the stretch with Dr. Patches, ridden by Angel Cordero, and looked like a winner for a few moments, but he couldn't quite make it. Still, he had a tough race in him now, and he was schooled for the big Marlboro Cup. What drama! Angel Cordero, who had beaten him in the Patterson, now the new jockey for Seattle Slew on the comeback trail, going against the teenage hero Steve Cawthon. And Las Barreras, Affirmed. It was the first meeting in history between two Triple Crown winners. Cordero, the world's best at stealing races in the early going, bolted Slew out of the starting gate. The only question was whether he could last the race. Everyone wondered. Well, he could last, all right.
3/4 at 10-1, and it's Seattle Slew holding the lead in the center of the racetrack. He's made it 3.5 lengths. Affirmed is taking up the chase on the inside, but it's still Seattle Slew who's holding on. Nearing the finish, Seattle Slew has it by 4. Affirmed, Fireback, Nasty, and Bold.
So the old champ was back. He had put this year's Triple Crown winner in his place. There was more work ahead. 2 weeks later, he won the Woodward easily over the European champ Exceller. Then there would be a rematch with Affirmed in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Again, he was facing Affirmed and Exceller. When Seattle Slew shot out of the gate, Affirmed went right with him, but the battle didn't last too long. They battled through 6 furlongs in suicidal fractions. But then Affirmed's saddle slipped and he dropped back. The real challenger it developed would be Exceller. Slew took a big lead and looked unbeatable, but Exceller put on a memorable rally, and by the stretch, the two were engaged in a duel that racing people still talk about. Exceller took the lead, but Seattle Slew summoned up another run from somewhere, and they sped toward the wire together. In the end, it was Exceller by a nose. After one more victory in the Stuyvesant Handicap, carrying 134 pounds, Seattle Slew was retired. As a sire, he has been a great one. Some of his progeny, Swale and Landaluce. First, he stood at Spendthrift Farm, later was moved to Three Chimneys. He became the most expensive stallion of all time, and each morning he has a chance to recall the good old days. He's ridden under tack, an unusual procedure for a stallion. And as he lopes along, you must wonder if his mind sees the long stretch at Churchill Downs upon occasion, if he recalls the cheering thousands who urged him on as he sucks in the clean Kentucky morning air at Three Chimneys. Here he lives like a king, and he has earned it.